Watching now.
Okay,
Zero
cool.
live.
Zero
6
watching.
seconds.
6 seconds. All right, so we are live. I hope my pest control guy doesn't pop up and just, he did that last time. He just called me from the gate, and I'm like, ah, shit. So I buzz him in. I was in the shower, so I had to, wash the shaving cream off my face and throw on a towel, and, it was crazy. So hopefully he doesn't do that this time. Hopefully he'll text me and say, I'll be there in 10 minutes. That's usually what he does, but every once in a while, hey, he does his thing, I guess. But anyway, man, I can't believe I'm about to talk about this. This is crazy. So recently, I reconnected with an ex-girlfriend, and how we broke up was actually funny because there was no real breakup. It wasn't like, bitch, you pissed me off, or asshole, you pissed me off, or anything like that. It was just, we just kind of drifted away from each other. It was really weird. So anyway, we broke up, just stopped talking to each other. I don't know what happened. I don't know if both of us lost interest or how that all worked out. But anyway, recently, I go through these things where I like to, kind of check on people and, see how they're doing. And, I haven't talked to them in a while. Let's see especially now with the internet, because you have access to pretty much anybody. So I looked her up. First thing I found was an obituary for her stepdad. And I said, oh, man, I was like, shit, So I wrote in the guest book there, and I just kind of, brought up some old memories. That's what I like to do. I like to talk about old stuff, like happy memories, things like that. I don't like to go, oh, it's so sad without him here. I don't want to make people cry. I want to make people laugh. That's just what I do. And, even at funerals, I always bring up a funny memory that I had of the person. And I like to make everybody kind of reflect and laugh about it, rather than, being sad, because I'm sure that person, speaking from my perspective, when I die, I don't want people crying. I'd rather people, laugh and enjoy and be happy and eat, drink, and be merry. You know what I mean?
Zero watching now. Zero likes. Live. 2 minutes, 25 seconds.
All right. Nobody's
Zero
watching
now.
as of
Finish.
yet.
Button.
But, okay. Anyway, so like I said, I reconnected with her. I saw the obituary, and I for her stepdad, I wrote on there, and that was that. Then after that, I was searching for some more stuff, and I saw her mom's name, and I saw it said relatives, and it was, it was her and her name. I was like, that's them. So it was like a White Pages or one of those websites or something, whitepages.com or Intelius or whatever the hell that is. So I go and I look up the information, and it shows the address, and then it shows a phone number. So I call the phone number, and at first I get one of those, generic answering machines, hello, no one is available to take your call. So I leave a message, and I start leaving a message, should I say. I just kind of said, hey, I don't know if you remember me, but I dated your daughter at one point, blah, 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 blah. Somebody picks up the phone, and it's a woman. And I said, is this so-and-so? And she goes, no, it's, and I go, oh, my God. So it was my ex-girlfriend. And I'm like, hey. So then we start talking, and, it was crazy. Anyway, we were kind of going over the whole fact that both of us were a little bit, here's what I think. Here's my assessment of the situation for whatever it's worth. God, I'm stumbling over my words today. I'm not sure why. But anyway, maybe because this is like a very, what's the word I'm looking for? Very, God, come on, help me. Very candid type thing. It's not a rant, I'm not just, going off on somebody like I usually do. This is like some real shit here.
One watching now. Zero likes.
Somebody's watching.
Live. 4 minutes. Live. 4 minutes. One watching. Finish. Raymond Abella. Hey Bucko. 3 exclamation marks.
Hey, Buckaroonie Pie, what's going down?
Switch camera. Button.
Yeah, Gayman is in the house. All right, man. But he always keeps it real with a nigga, what can I say? So anyway, so we start talking, and we're kind of talking about how, we were not the smartest people back then and whatever. And I was actually, and I'll say from my perspective, I had a lot of trouble sort of expressing my emotions back then. You know, and I was really into her too. And matter of fact, she was the first woman. Most of the women I dated because they were interested in me, and I was like, okay, you know, they're digging me, so hey, it's pussy, so what the fuck, you know? And so I you know, kind of went for it. Whereas with her, you know, I was actually interested in her. I was actually digging her. You know, it was like somebody I really wanted a relationship with. So once we started dating, you know, we were together for probably about 4 years. But it seemed like every time I would go down there, I was always afraid to express myself and really say how I felt or show how I felt or anything. I mean, I did. I showed how I felt. You know, obviously, you know, I'd take her to dinner or I'd do certain things. But it was a real slippery slope. You know, I didn't want to cross too many lines. You know, I was like playing it real cool, real safe, you know, because I was like, oh, I don't want this person to think this. And here's the thing. You know, like I said, most of the women that I dated at that time, you know, it was because they were into me. I wasn't into them. And so whenever they would want more or show emotions, I'd be like, bitch, why you gotta be that? Why you gotta do that? You know, so I would sort of shun them for expressing themselves. So you know how it is. You always put your shoes on somebody else rather than walking in their shoes. So I was like, you know what? Why you gotta be that way? How come you can't just, you know, just go along and just let things happen naturally? Blah 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 blah. So I was kind of that way with her. I figured, well, she must think that way, you know, because she wasn't the most expressive person in the world, you know. And so I thought, well, I don't want to show too much emotion because if I do, she's going to get upset with me and then I risk losing the relationship. And I didn't want to do that. So I kind of kept my feelings at bay. And it was funny, too, because when I would go down there, she, you know, where she lived, because it was a long distance thing, I should probably throw that out there. But when I would go to visit her, I would always feel very, like I have no appetite. It was the craziest thing. And, you know, for me to not have an appetite, for me to be jumpy, and it was really, I guess it was like, you know, I've never used meth, but I guess that's what it feels like when you're on meth because you have no appetite, you don't want to sleep, you don't want to, you know, your whole rhythm is off, and yet you're feeling so good about something. And I think that's what was going on there. So I was like, because when I'd come home from visiting her, I would just be like, man, I was on cloud 60,000. Let's put it that way. You know, I'm like, oh my God, man. I'm just.
Raymond Abella, I think your camera is set to the author side of you.
It is it? Hold up.
Switch camera, button.
Tell me now, man. Can you see me?
Raymond Abella, I think your camera is set to the author side of you.
Okay, let's see what's up, man. I turned it around now. God damn it. Why do they always got to switch this shit? Hold up.
Raymond Abella, I think your camera is set to the switch camera. Chat options, button, filters,
All
button,
right.
options, button, options,
Sorry,
filter, chat,
gotta
switch
do
camera.
this.
Raymond Abella, I think your camera is set to the author side. Raymond Abella, it is my pleasure to be on the Lymph Radio. By the way, nice shot of your room, but you're not in it.
Okay. I'm not in my own chat room? Okay, how's that? Yeah, let me know if you can see me, dude, because I turned the camera around because you said you couldn't.
Raymond Abella, hey Bucko, 3x, finish. But 1 watching now, 0, live, 8 minutes 38 seconds.
All
1
right.
watching now, 0, finish. Raymond Abella, hey Bucko, 3x, Raymond Abella, it is my pleasure to be on the Lymph. Raymond Abella, I think your camera is set to the author side of you. Switch camera, button, chat options,
All right.
button.
So, yeah, let me know about the camera. I just turned it around. The last two that you guys said you could see, so I wonder if I hit. See, this is the problem with these goddamn iPads and iPhones and ejaculations and all that other shit. You know, you can't tell what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, you may tap something and all of a sudden you fuck the whole thing up. You know? So, yeah, this is tough here.
Switch camera. Raymond Abella, I think your camera is set to the author side of you.
All right,
Switch
homie.
camera, chat op, filter, options, button.
All right. To the other side of me. God, this camera shit's pissing me off. It's a sighty thing. Anyway, I'm gonna keep talking. So yeah, when I would go down there, I'd like have no appetite. You know, I barely sleep. I was out of it, man. It was like, but yet I felt so good about being with this person, about being around this person. You know what I mean? And and like I said, when I'd come home, I'd just be like, ah, you know, I did it. You know, it'd be like some girls when they meet their favorite celebrity or something. You know, that's how I was. I was like all, you know, goo goo and fucking butterflies and whatever. So let's see if he's responded yet as to how the
Chat
camera.
options. Switch camera. Raymond Abella. Nope. I think it was right the first time, but you were not in the shot.
Okay. Raymond knows.
1 of 1. Bottom left corner. Half width of screen.
Raymond knows about being in the shot. We're gonna put it back this way. Let me see. Let me move a little bit. Hopefully you can fucking see me. But yeah, man, it was so crazy because I was, you know, I was so into this person, and yet I was so afraid to express myself because I didn't want to lose the relationship. I was so, you know, hell bent on, oh my God, I don't want to lose this, and if I show emotions, it's gonna blow it for me, and I'm just gonna lose this person, and they're gonna fucking not want to be with me, and all this other crazy shit. Stupid, I know, very stupid thinking, but what can I say, man? I was 23 at the time. So, you know, that's how I thought. And that's the way I looked at stuff. So, anyway, you know, we were just kind of talking about that the other day. But I think, yeah, with me, I was bad at expressing my emotions. And I've learned since then, since I've been in relationships with people that I've actually wanted to date. You know, there was somebody a couple years ago. Well, you guys all know. I mean, for those long-time followers and friends and people who have listened to the radio show and all that other cool shit. You know, they, you know, I dated somebody. It was another long distance thing, funny enough. And I was really into them. And this time I said, you know what? Fuck it. I'm showing my emotions. I'm showing who I really am. I'm laying it out there. And, man, things went a lot better. And as a matter of fact, when I would go see her, I didn't have the same problems that I did when I went to see the previous person I was talking about. I'm trying to keep everybody anonymous here. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to say names. I don't want to say, you know, anything. But, you know, but yeah, that's how it was. When I would go see the one that I dated in 2010, you know, like for the first night that I got there, you know, as a matter of fact, she made this big ass dinner. You know, she made like steak and potatoes and, you know, salad and all that shit. And I'm going, oh my God, I hope I can eat this. Because I had no appetite. Like I said, love is a drug. You know, that song is so accurate. You know, love is a drug, got a hook in me. You know, that is so accurate from, you know, it's like, it is. Because you can be, you know, high off your emotions, but yet, you know, you don't want to eat, you don't want to sleep, you don't want to, you know, your whole shit's thrown off, you know. So, and that's how it was, man. When like I said, I went down there that first time, and that night I was just, you know, completely, you know, bouncing off the walls. And by the next day, though, you know, I was fine. You know, things started to ease up a little bit. So that's the thing. When I dated the previous person, you know, when I was younger, you know, with her, she was, it was really difficult because, like I said, I you know, I didn't want to express emotions, and that's why every time I went to see her, you know, I'd always go through these. It was like I said, it was like being. I've never used meth again. Let me preface that, but I know people that have, and from what they described, that's what it felt like. It was like I was, you know, jumpy and giddy and had no appetite, but yet I felt so damn good, you know, and I was so happy to be there with that person. So it was, yeah, it was a trip, man. You know, it's just something that, and I'm a little bit slow, okay? I'll admit this shit. I'm a little bit slow when it comes to relationships, you know? Shit, random, wrong time, Ryan. Not my brother. That's actually this dude, Ryan, who I went out with last night. We actually went to this bar called the Rum Runner, which is by my house, and had a few drinks. I think he got pretty smashed. So I'll hit him back in a second. But anyway, she was, it was so crazy. Because, like I said, I was, let me see who's watching.
Raymond Abella, I think your camera is set to the author side. Raymond Abella, nope, I think it was right. Raymond Abella, turn it back the original way. Your chair was in the shot.
Okay.
Raymond Abella, lower the camera a bit. I see your circumcised head. LOL. 3 exclamation marks.
Okay, so wait. Should I put it here? Is this good? Now it's in front of me on the desk. Let's see what he says here.
Show latest messages. Button. Raymond Abella, lower the camera a bit. I see your circumcised head.
Okay,
LOL.
so you're seeing
exclamation marks.
You're seeing the top of my head. How about now? How do I look? You'll have to let me know. Because it's so funny with Facebook Live, you know, people would always tell me raise the camera a little bit. So I got to this thing where I'd put it up on top of my computer tower, and they'd be able to see me. You know, they said they could see me. So, but now I guess here on YouTube, it's totally different. So, god damn it, fucking Sidey McWorld. So, yeah, that's how it was, man. But back then, I think I just had a lot of trouble expressing my emotions and being who I really was, you know, because everything was a facade. You know, when you're in your 20s, you got to play a role and be someone you're not and all that type of thing. And again, you know, I kind of shunned people that would express their emotions, so I figured people would do the same to me. So that's why I never expressed any emotions to, you know, when I was, you know, dating or whatever. And actually, as I found out in later years, that's not the route you want to go. You actually want to be real with that person. You know, if you're into them, you better pour it all out, man. You know, and that's the thing. If it's somebody you want to be with, it's the kind of person that you can be vulnerable with. You know, you can cry in front of them. You can laugh with them. You know, you can be sick in front of them. You know, there's nothing you can't do. If you really love that person, you should be able to be who you are. You know, you shouldn't have to play a role. And that's kind of what I was.
Raymond Abella, turn it back the original way. Your chair was in the... Raymond Abella, lower the camera a bit. I see your circumcised head. Raymond Abella, damn Lupita, you was in love all over your face. 3 exclamation marks. Show latest messages.
All right. Goddamn. Leave it up to fucking Gaiman here to talk shit, right?
Live. 16 minutes 24. 1 watching now. 0 likes.
All right.
Finish. Button.
Anyway, so yeah, that was the deal with that. You know, and I just, it was interesting. It was something I wanted to talk about because, like I said, I didn't, you know, at that time, I was kind of stupid. And it's weird too because you think if it's somebody you're really into, you are going to be 100% honest and you are going to be real. But like I said, I don't think she expressed her emotions very well either back then. Matter of fact, she was very kind of, should we say, closed up and closed off and didn't really like to, you know, like I never saw her cry or anything. Or matter of fact, yeah, I never have seen her cry. Isn't that some shit? I just thought about that. Yeah, no, she never cried in front of me, and I never cried in front of her. So yeah, we were very. But see, the funny thing was this. I think that's what I liked about her, because you know I didn't express emotions, and neither did she. So I thought it was cool. I was like, good, not a flushy, gushy ass chick who's gonna, you know, because I've dated some people, you know, like oh, okay, this bitch, I'll say her name, because I don't give a fuck. Shell, the one that used to do the show with me, Miracle Moore. She'd cry if he farted too loud. You know what I'm saying? And everything set her off. And she just got worked up over all kinds of stuff. And she had no problem showing emotions. And that was a little much for me. I mean, just dumb things used to make her cry. And I was just like, oh, God. You know, and I didn't like that. Whereas with this girl, you know, she was guarded. And I kind of dug that a bit. I was like, that's cool, you know. So for me,
Raymond Abella, hey Bucko. Raymond Abella, turn it back the original. Raymond Abella, lower the camera a bit. Raymond Abella, damn Lupita, you was in... Show latest messages. Button. Raymond Abella, damn Lupita, you was in love all over your face. 3 exclamation marks.
Damn, you got love all over your face and Alex doesn't even notice? Actually, you know what, man? That's another dude I've been trying to search out, you know, just to see, you know, what the fuck's been going on with him. But you know what? There's so many Alex Sanchez is on Facebook. I can't find his ass. So, you know, and I actually found a few from Las Vegas, but I don't believe they're them. But yeah, man, that's how it was. And you remember this, Gaiman, you were around back then. And I don't know if I expressed to the extent, you know, to you how I felt about her. You know who I'm talking about. I know you do. So, you know, and you've spoken to her before, and you know, we've had, you know, let's just say I would travel out of town to go see this person. And I think you know who I'm talking about here.
Show latest messages. Raymond Abella, damn Lupita, you was... Raymond Abella, lower the camera a bit. I see your circumcised head.
LOL. I loved you since you've been circumcised. Oh, fuck you. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to get rolling here before my pest control guy pops up, and then I got to fucking, you know, shut everything down. But yeah, I kind of wanted to talk about this a little bit because, like I said, it was something I was just thinking about the other day. I was like, you know what? Back then, I just had no... Like, I was emotionally stupid. You know, I didn't know how to express my emotions. And I'm like, oh, well, I thought, you know, expressing myself would actually push that person away. And I didn't want to do that. You know, I'm like, oh, God, I'm scared to push them away. And I want them to be here. You know, I don't want to, you know, ruin the relationship and all this other stuff. And then now I'm like, no, fuck it, man. I'm going to be who I am. And if that person, doesn't like it, then, well, that's too bad. I can't help it. And that's the thing too, because I might as well throw this out too. The girl I dated back in 2010 that I was really into, she doesn't watch, it doesn't matter, but I called her Koala. You all know who that is anyway, for the long timers. Anyway, Koala back then would sometimes, like, I would say stuff, on Facebook or whatever. Like, I remember one time she was having a bad day and she posted about it on Facebook, and I wrote on there and I said, hey, just remember I love you and that's the important thing, blah, 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 blah. And so she got all worked up, or she didn't get worked up, but she just said, oh, yeah, forget about Maxwell's, sappy response or whatever. And I'm like, So you do get kind of kicked in the balls for showing your emotions, which you shouldn't. If you're into somebody, I don't give a fuck. If I'm into someone, I'm going to show it. I'm going to scream it. I'm going to fucking get in an airplane and skywrite that shit. That I'm into that person, that I love that person, I care about that person. And, if you got a problem with that, then there's an issue. You break up with somebody because they showed too much emotion and cared too much, then you got issues. Bottom line.
Raymond Abella, Dan Lupita, you was show latest messages.
Okay.
Switch camera.
I don't see any new shit from
Raymond Abella,
Dr. Gaiman here.
One watching now, 0 likes. Live, 21 minutes, 35 seconds.
All right. So, yeah. Hey, man, we're setting a record. I think the last one was only 17 minutes or something like that. 16 minutes. But, yeah. So it's crazy because, you want to be able to show emotions. You've got to show emotions. If you're in a relationship, they say the key to a good relationship is communication. So part of communicating is showing emotion. And like I said, way back when, that's what I wouldn't do. I had trouble communicating. And, and I'm sure she had her issues too with it. And, we went through them, and it may have what kind of ruined our relationship. I'm not sure. Like I said, we really didn't have an official breakup. It was just kind of like, okay, I guess we're done. And we just stopped calling each other, and there was no communication. It was just kind of, they went their way, I went mine, So, but nah, I ain't gonna do that shit anymore. I express myself now, and actually I've been told I'm extremely expressive when it comes to relationships. Gaiman.
Finish.
Don't talk
Raymond
shit.
Abella, Raymond Abella,
And
Raymond
it,
Abella,
this is an open
no,
door for
I
this
think it was right the
motherfucker.
first time, but Raymond Abella, turn it back the original way. Raymond Abella, lower the camera a bit. Raymond Abella, Dan Lupita, show latest messages.
Okay,
Button.
I don't see shit from him. So, I don't want him
Raymond
calling me
Abella,
going,
it's my pleasure
dude,
to be on radio.
you
By the way,
didn't fucking
fit-
talk
I'm
about my
watching now.
last
Live,
fucking
22 minutes,
comment,
54 seconds.
bitch. Fucker. Yeah, bitch. Yeah, bitch. What you gonna do? Thought so, motherfucker. Road Rage Raymond. This motherfucker. Oh my God. Oh man, the stories we could tell, dude. If we could just go on live together sometime, man, and do a live stream, that'd be awesome. We'd fucking keep everybody entertained. Yeah, man, that was my main thing. I don't want to belabor this whole thing, but yeah, back then I had trouble showing emotions, and I just didn't know how to express myself, and I was scared to because I was afraid that I'd lose this person if I did, and like I said, really stupid, but that's what happens when you're in your 20s, and like I said, I most of the women I had dated prior to, are girls back then, I guess. Most of the girls I had dated back then, it was, they were into me, and I was like, okay, well, hey, it's a fuckhole, so what the fuck? I'll show interest. I'll date them just for the sake of dating them, because they're into me, so I better go for it. That's the worst shit, man. Going for somebody just because, well, I better go for it. What you're saying is you're not worthy of somebody who's actually, good for you and who you really want to be with. Instead, you're just going to go with somebody because you want to, because they're showing you interest, and that's the wrong reason to date, man. So anyway, there's some dating tips from Maxwell fucking Silverhammer. For whatever it's worth. And of course, the grand question. I remember I asked this guy this one time, this dude who was supposedly a relationship guru. Queerman. Ah, shit. Hold on. Let me clear Ryan out of here. What's your bitch ass have to say? Fucko. Let's see. Get into my inbox.
The rest of my comments did not show up on the live chat. I basically said that the camera is a bit too low now, so you needed to raise it up a little, and then I made a comment related to the discussion.
Ah, goddamn, man.
9:09 a.m.
I don't know why it's not showing it. Okay, what are we gonna do? I'm not gonna hold this thing. Okay, I'm either gonna put. You guys look at my bar. All right, you know what? Maybe should I stand? Let's just combat this whole thing. Let's see.
Raymond Abella. Hey, Bucko. Raymond Abella. Lower the camera a bit. Raymond Abella. Down loop it up. Raymond Abella. Too low. I see your mouth now. Raise it up a bit.
Ooh, you see my mouth.
Show latest messages. Button. Raymond Abella. Too low. I see your mouth now. Raise it up a bit.
Okay, you see my mouth? This shit is so foreign to me because it's visual, Anyway, yeah, that's my main thing. My main fucking cuddle nuts,
Raymond Abella. Down loop it up. You was in love all over. Raymond Abella. Off now. Raise it up a bit.
Okay.
Show latest messages.
Aren't you supposed to see my mouth, man? Isn't that how it's supposed to work? Don't you see people's faces when they're talking? Anyway, I'm gonna be done with this here in a minute, but I just wanted to finish up and just kind of talk about that a little bit, and just to say how I was so emotionally stupid back then.
26 minutes 29 seconds. One watching now. One like.
Okay, we got a like
Finish.
here.
Button.
So, but yeah, I was actually a very emotionally stupid person back then, And I'm gonna sit. Fuck this. All right. If you can't see me, I don't. But I do appreciate, because Gaiman's the only person who's actually telling me the real here about my camera and where it is and where it needs to be and all that shit. So anyway, yeah. So that was me back then, and it was just funny to kind of revisit that and really put in perspective and go, man. Wow, I've come a long way. Again, that was like 20-something years ago. Actually, exactly 20 years ago. Damn. I remember that. That's when I went out there. Not for the first time. The first time I went out there, we were actually just, we were friends. We had been friends for a long time, actually. So for about 5 years prior to dating. And in 96, I went down there and we just hung out, just as friends. And, there was nothing that went on. And it wasn't until late 97 when I kind of realized I was interested. But I approached her. I didn't tell her how I felt. It wasn't until we had a conversation one time, and she had mentioned that her mom actually really liked me and said that her and I should be, that this girl and I should be an item. And so right then I went, that's not a bad idea. Yeah.
Raymond Abella. Raymond
see if I
Abella.
can see
Lower the
anything.
camera a bit. Raymond Abella. Show latest messages. Raymond Abella. Too low. I see your mouth now.
Okay. Damn.
Live.
This shit is
28 minutes 14 seconds. Live. 28 minutes. One watching now. One
Okay.
like.
This is crazy. This shit's insane. This whole YouTube deal. But anyway, all right. So yeah, there it is. I've rambled on long enough. I think you guys get my point. And so yeah, so late 97, early 98 is when we began dating, and we kind of, it was weird. But that's kind of what I liked about her too, because she wasn't up my butt. A lot of women you date, they got to do, especially now, you got the morning text message, the obligatory early morning text message, good morning. Then there's the afternoon lunch call. Then there's the after work, got to call her from the bus, and how you doing?
0 watching now.
And,
One like.
did somebody just jump out? Did you just
Live. 28 minutes 50. 0 watching now. One like.
Dude, you left, you bitch ass motherfucker.
Finish. Button.
All right. Anyway, all right. I'm gonna finish this up, but yeah. Where was I going with this shit? I don't even remember. But yeah, so we started dating early 98, and that was it. And I was saying about people being up each other's ass. Yeah. So and that's how, a lot of when I've dated in the past, that's what it is. It's like they got to communicate with you all the time, and it's too much. Whereas we didn't have to do that. And there was never any accusing anybody of, oh, how come you didn't call me? How come you didn't do this? Where were you? What were you doing? All that jealousy shit that never came into play in our relationship. It was so cool. I think that was probably one one, because I've had others since then, of my best relationships. You know, honestly, that was probably one of the best. I don't want to say the best, but one of the best relationships I've had. Anyway, all right, got motherfuckers dropping off. That's not good.
One watching now. One like.
Okay, now he's back in. Yeah, it
Live. 30 minutes, 8 seconds.
said you jumped out, dude.
One watching now. One like.
So,
Finish.
anyway, all
Button.
right. Let me just make one more little
Raymond
sweep
Abella,
of the
too
comments
low.
here.
I see your Raymond Abella. Good to show emotions as long as they aren't too nuts. Then it becomes a melodrama.
Yeah, there we go. And now he's texting me. Damn. This is
Raymond Abella. Bye bye. Buckaroonie pie. Show latest messages.
he jumped out. All right,
Raymond Abella. Finish. Button.
there we go. All right, so yeah, that was probably one of the best relationships I had. It really. I mean, there was no jealousy. We weren't up each other's ass. There wasn't any issues. I mean, I think we may have had one argument, and it was like lasted maybe like an hour, if even that. So yeah. Anyway, all right. Anyway, dude, as Gaiman would say, I'm going to go ahead and jump on out of here. He's texting me. Well, here, let's listen to what he had to say. You know, since it's, well, let's see.
I was still watching, but it didn't show and unable to make any live comments, so there you go, sucker.
Huh, weird. Fucking YouTube.
9:15
Gotta love it, don't you? Anyway, I gotta get out of here because, you know, like
One watching now.
my
One
people
like.
need me. So let me get going. And I just want to get on and talk about this a little bit. And yeah, that's the story there, bitches. So everybody enjoy your weekend. And I don't think we're going to do a Nothing Sacred show this week. I just really haven't had much to talk about, honestly. There really hasn't been much, you know, earth-shattering shit. I had a good week for once. If you listen to the last show, I had a few shitty weeks. I had like a string of shitty luck. Yeah, no, this week has been very good. Things were good. Things actually worked out at work, and you know, there was no issues, no problems. So hey, you know, fuck, knock on wood for that. So anyway, all right.
One watching now. Finish.
On that note, I'm gone. I'll talk to you later. Peace out,
Finish.
bitches.
Alert. Are you sure you want to stop? Cancel. Button. End. Button.